Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're unpacking some seriously fascinating clinical research behind oral probiotics, specifically looking at the ProDentim formula. We're going to take a totally impartial look at the science, the exact bacterial strains, and the biological mechanisms that are pretty much challenging everything we thought we knew about keeping our teeth and gums healthy.
Okay, let's dive into this. Just think about this wild biological paradox for a second. Human teeth can survive outside the mouth as fossils for hundreds, even thousands of years, right? They're these incredibly resilient structures. But then, inside our mouths today, they can be completely ruined by something as simple as a piece of chocolate. So why is that? How can something so strong in the dirt be so fragile in our own bodies? Well, this contradiction is exactly what the source material we're looking at today seeks to answer.
So here's our roadmap for today. We'll start with the microbiome paradigm, then look at the danger of traditional products and examine the science of probiotics. Finally, we'll uncover the clinical strains and wrap up with plant and mineral synergy. All right, kicking things off with Section 1, the microbiome paradigm. Recent research is completely shifting our fundamental understanding of dental health here. Take a look at this major discovery published in May 2022 in the highly respected scientific journal Springer Nature. The researchers found that people with naturally good teeth actually have a highly populated colony of good bacteria in their mouths. Now, for decades, traditional dentistry has kind of operated on this dogma that we just need to eradicate all bad bacteria. But this breakthrough points out that true oral health isn't about total sterility, it's actually about abundance. Specifically, an abundance of the right kind of microscopic life. Which brings us to the actual definition of the oral microbiome. You really have to think of your mouth like a complex living ecosystem, kind of like a thriving coral reef. The source text suggests that dental health issues are fundamentally just a symptom of ecological imbalance. So the root cause of decay and gum issues isn't just the fact that harmful pathogens are present, but actually a critical lack of the good protective bacteria that you need to keep those harmful ones in check. And that leads us right into Section 2, the danger of traditional products. Because if our mouths are supposed to be these thriving ecosystems, why are our microbiomes failing so badly in the modern world? Well, the text we're analyzing makes a really compelling claim here. It asserts that common dental products, literally the toothpastes and mouthwashes we use every single day, can contain harsh ingredients that completely disrupt our oral microbiome. By indiscriminately wiping out all the bacteria, including the crucial good ones, we're basically leaving our teeth completely defenseless. And boom, here is exactly where we resolve that fossil versus chocolate paradox we opened with. The reason a piece of chocolate ruins our teeth today isn't because human teeth are inherently weak, it's because our modern harsh dental hygiene routines might actually be stripping away our mouth's natural bacterial defense system, leaving them way more vulnerable than those fossilized remains. Let's move right along to Section 3, the science of probiotics. If depletion is the problem, then targeted repopulation is the scientifically backed answer. The absolutely crucial number here is 3.5 billion. According to the documentation, that is the massive volume of probiotic units packed into just one dissolvable ProDentim candy. The whole strategy here isn't to scrub the mouth clean with harsh chemicals, but to literally flood the oral cavity with a massive influx of beneficial bacteria, actively and safely repopulating that super delicate ecosystem. All right, now we arrive at Section 4, clinical strains uncovered. Because hey, it's not just about the raw quantity of bacteria, it heavily relies on the specific quality. Let's take a microscopic tour of the exact bacterial strains highlighted in this research. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the dual action nature of these specific strains. The research notes that Lactobacillus Paracasei is highly effective for directly supporting gum health, but surprisingly, it also actively targets sinus health. Then we have B.lactis BL-04, which balances the bacteria in the mouth while simultaneously supporting your respiratory tract and maintaining a healthy immune system. And finally, Lactobacillus reuteri promotes a healthy oral environment while supporting a balanced inflammatory response overall. The clear takeaway from this formula's design is that the mouth isn't just some isolated bubble. It is literally the gateway to the rest of the human body. Building on those systemic benefits, the manufacturer claims the effects of balancing the oral microbiome extend holistically. By repopulating the mouth, the formula actively targets the respiratory system. The source literature even suggests it helps the body stay allergy-free, promotes far more restful sleep, and supports good digestion. So it's really a full-body approach,
arguing that robust overall health actually begins with the microscopic bacteria cultivated right there in your mouth. Which brings us to our fifth and final section, plant and mineral synergy. Because bacteria alone aren't quite enough. They need an environment where they can actually thrive.
The formula relies on a proprietary blend of 4 specific plants and minerals: inulin, malic acid, dicalcium phosphate, and peppermint. You can really think of this as a complete biological support system. If the probiotics are the seeds we are planting in the oral ecosystem, these 4 ingredients are the soil, the water, and the nutrients, ensuring those seeds actually take root, grow, and flourish.
Let's break down the specific synergistic role of each one based on the text. So, inulin acts directly as a prebiotic fuel, specifically supporting the rapid growth of those good bacteria we just talked about. Then we have malic acid, which is incredibly interesting because it's sourced directly from strawberries. The documentation points out this is utilized to help maintain the whiteness of the teeth, which is a pretty fascinating natural cosmetic benefit. Next up, dicalcium phosphate is included to structurally favor and support tooth health. And finally, peppermint isn't just in there for a fresh flavor, it actually serves as a natural anti-inflammatory agent for the gums. To round out our analysis, it's really important to look impartially at the manufacturing standards reported in the source material. The ProDentim formula is designed to be 100% natural, completely non-GMO, and gluten-free. It contains absolutely no stimulants and is rigorously tested to be non-habit forming. On top of that, it's manufactured right in an FDA-registered facility under strict, sterile conditions. This is to ensure the purity and safety of those 3.5 billion live probiotic strains before they ever reach your mouth. So that brings us to a final, really provocative thought. What if the secret to perfect oral health isn't destroying bacteria, but cultivating them? We've explored a massive scientific paradigm shift today, moving away from harsh chemicals that strip our natural defenses to a targeted repopulation of beneficial strains like Lactobacillus Paracasei. It completely redefines the mouth as a living garden rather than just a sterile piece of bathroom tile. It's a truly fascinating look at exactly where modern dental science and microbiology are heading. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. I hope this helps you clearly understand the science and definitely keep questioning what you know about your health.